All right, so these three things saved my life, and I literally, truly believe this. And they had to come in this order. 1, May 25th, 1997, quit drinking. 2, August 31st, 1999, got married. 3, August 14th, 2000, had her first child. All right, they had to come in that order because I had to quit drinking in order to get married. All right, and I had to get married in order to have a child. So my history was basically I've been drinking since 7th grade, 8th grade. I think my parents gave me a beer for my first birthday or something like that. I don't know. I liked being drunk. I'm not gonna lie, or at least buzzed. But I actually not gonna lie. I like being drunk, man. It made me feel good. It made me feel like I was the life of the party. I could say stuff and be who I was. 'Cause I'm a pretty shy guy. I used to be. I'm not that shy anymore because now I just don't care. But listen, knucklehead. But I was always kind of a nervous, shy guy. You know what I'm saying? And always felt like I was on the out, still to this day on the outside looking in. So I like drinking, but the problem with as much drinking as I did is you rely on it, and that's where you just got to once and for all just give it up, and that's tough. I tried giving up in 1993. I'll never forget. I was living in my dad's house. I got out of the army, and I forgot why. I think I must have gotten a fight with some guy, so oh god, so many freaking idiotic fights. And I just remember saying, "That's it, I'm done." And I just remember one night coming home from UPS. I was working at the UPS. Loading trucks for UPS. And I heard this Mighty Mighty Boston song, Where'd You Go? Poured a beer into a cup, and I said, man, I could use a beer, a Coors Original Draft. You know those yellow cans they had? Freaking loved those things. Before I got known what real beer like Sierra Nevada was and whatnot. But I just remember I said, I'm going to stop at 7-Eleven and get a six-pack, and I did. And then, long story short, it just I got a job at a bar, and it went downhill from there, where I was, literally, I was lucky to survive until I finally gave it up. That's just a fact. All right, but Charlotte she's going to let me go if I didn't quit anyway. But it wasn't that I quit for her, I quit for me. I said I need to have a better control of my life. And I want to get married to my girlfriend because she's good to me. She's a good woman, and I got to do better. But it wasn't for her, it's for me. I said because I almost lost her, dude. I almost lost her. You know what I'm saying? If you read my book, Return to Peaks Island, it's kind of like a memoir. I almost lost that woman, you know what I'm saying? And whew, but thankfully I said once and for all, I got to quit drinking. But we weren't living together at that point, just FYI. She was in Boston, and I was back in Virginia, in Arlington, in Alexandria. But I said, I got to do this for me, and I did. And so anyway, when I quit drinking, Charlotte decided to move in with me, and then we got married, about 2 years later. And she it would not have happened. And getting married sealed the deal for me in terms of just being the man beginning of the stage, the man who I am today. But it's still a lot of consternations, a lot of fights, a lot of struggles. You know what I'm saying? It's still it still wasn't like perfect. It's not perfect today. It's just not. But that quitting drinking propelled me to get married. Because there's plenty of guys who don't drink who are still what's called dry drunks, who are still just scumbags. So quitting drinking in of itself isn't what seals the deal. I know it sounds like it did. But it did seal the deal to me to kind of clean up so Charlotte would marry me. But even after we first got married, it was I was still fighting a lot of demons, man. You know what I'm saying? And so then we had Maddie a year later, and that changed everything. So I just look back. I thought my girlfriend I was 17 years old. I thought my girlfriend in high school, I think she was like 16. I thought she was pregnant. You know what I'm saying? And I loved to drink. I loved to party back then, and I was a scumbag. I wasn't going anywhere. So it's not having a child that makes you better for me. Having a child, I could have had a child, and thankfully she wasn't pregnant. Because I didn't believe in abortion back then. I don't believe in abortion now. I don't know what we would have done, frankly. But anyway, we would not have aborted under, but she could have, I suppose. I don't know how that worked. But thankfully, we wouldn't have to go down that road. But for about 3 weeks, we thought she was pregnant. So that was pretty scary. Because we're going nowhere. And I'm not really ever sure what happened to that girl. But I just, thank the good Lord. But anyway, long story short, if I would have had a child then, I don't think I would have cleaned myself up. You know what I'm saying? Because I was only 17. I was still a punk kid. And she was younger than me. That would have been bad. So it wasn't like having a kid would have done it. Then we would have gotten married. I presumably we got married at 17 and 16, 18 and 17 or something like that. Yeah, it would not have worked. It could have. I don't know. I'm sure there are plenty of people who get knocked up, they get married, they're doing fine. but I think the situation is against it. I know it would have been against me, man, for sure. Just because I didn't have the level of maturity. And I mean, even 10 years later, I didn't have the level of maturity. We didn't get married until I was 29 years old. I needed to grow up, frankly. It took until my late 20s, and even then, that's like anyway. So getting a baby, if you put that cart first, then getting married, you know what I'm saying? Would I have quit drinking? I don't know. Probably not. It freaks me out to think where that would have gone. So, you know, having a baby first, that wouldn't have worked. Getting married first, yeah, it might have worked, but are you really getting married when you're drinking like that? Is that really a good foundation to build your relationship on? So you get married, have a baby, then quit drinking? You know what I'm saying? You have a baby, get married, then quit drinking? No, these things got to work in tandem. You know, it's like freaking just one, it's like a domino. Knock that down, knock that down, knock that down. It'll be a lot more smooth clearing. And I just look back, dude. I mean, there's some bad times that I put myself in that I survived, and it could have been a lot worse. It could have been a lot worse, and I'm lucky. I escaped with my life. I escaped with my wife. I escaped my kids and my family, and it could have been a lot worse. But those three things in succession, I won't change a thing either, by the way. I mean, again, as I said 1,000 times on this channel, I'm ashamed for a lot of things I've done. It's embarrassing, but I wouldn't change a thing because where I am right now is the best place I could possibly imagine. I can't, I mean, like, what else would I be, what else would I want, you know? Crazy. Anyway, just I thought I'd share that with you, your old buddy Josh, the trials and tribulations, but man, all praise to God, man. That's all God willing. You know, he'll see me through for another 30 years, but he see me through for 53, and he gave me some challenges, and well before I was kind of at peace with God, you know, I struggled, and the struggle continues. But whew, I'm glad I came out like I did, man. Drinking, gone. Marriage, yes. Babies here, and then we've had 3 more babies, and they're all crushing. God bless.